Hi guys, it's Nadine and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really highly requested video. A whole while ago I posted like a little TikTok about me getting accepted into my college, and after that I started getting DM with questions asking me how I got in, what my stats were, just the whole thing. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the stats and extracurriculars that got me into an Ivy League school. I don't know if you can see, but the school that I'm going to be attending this January is Brown University. And before we jump, oh my god, my hair. And before we jump into the video, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that I think you guys pretty much already know, but I just want to readdress it. There is literally no one single foolproof way to get into an Ivy League school. It truly is like a lottery. So many factors play into your acceptance, and luck is even one of them. So with that being said, take everything I'm about to tell you with a grain of salt. I just wanted to make this video because I remember when I was applying to colleges, this is all I watched on YouTube, literally. I'm pretty sure I watched every single stats, extracurriculars, essays video out there. They were just fun to watch, and I think they just gave me like a general gist of like what scores I wanted to aim for. It just got me thinking more about the college process. And so without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so we're gonna start with stats first. Also, one more thing, I only applied to one school, which was obviously Brown, and that's because I applied to Brown through their early decision program, which means that if you get into Brown through early decision, you are bound to the school, and so you have to go. And one other thing that they require is that you don't apply to other schools, and so that is why I only ended up applying to one school. Okay, now stats. So I took the SAT only. I did not take the ACT at all, not even once. And I took the SAT twice, and I took my first one the August before my junior year. So I was just going into my junior year that August, and I got a 1540. I got an 800 on the math section, and then I got a 740 on the reading and writing. I don't remember when I took my second SAT, but I'll have it on the screen. I got a 1530 on my second one, so I actually did worse. I got a 790 math, and I got a 740 reading. And so that really sucked because I was hoping I would do better on the reading and writing so that I could maybe super score my scores, but I couldn't even do that. So yeah, after that SAT, I just decided to stop. Honestly, I kind of lost hope, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna move on and focus on other things. So a lot of Ivy Leagues require subject tests, but for Brown they recommend them, and so I took two. I took the biology E, not the M, subject test, and I took the math level 2 subject test. And for the bio one, I got a 690. I literally tried taking it so many more times after that, and I couldn't get it higher than my first score. So yeah, I gave up on that too. And on the math level 2, I got an 800. I don't know if the PSAT really matters that much, but for my PSAT my junior year, I got a 1470, and so I actually did not meet the national merit cutoff for Texas because the cutoff was actually a 1480. And so yeah, that also brought my hopes down so much. I was literally crying so much, but it actually ended up working out at the end. It's not a deal breaker if you don't get it, but if you do get it, that is so amazing because you will literally get access to so many amazing scholarships, save a lot of money, and yeah. Okay, now moving on to scores from my transcript. Like I said, since I did apply early decision to Brown, I sent in the transcript that only had my grades up till the end of my junior year and then my senior courses listed. And so I'm just going to be sharing with you guys that transcript because that's the transcript that got me in. Obviously, the transcript that I graduated with is completely different, and so yeah. Let me just bring my computer over. Okay, so I took a total of 15 AP classes and 2 dual credit classes in my 4 years of high school, so that's including my senior year. I just wanted to say that. But as far as AP exams and AP scores, I actually did not send any of my AP scores to Brown because I just was not satisfied with them, and I didn't think that they would aid in any way to my application. I did pass all of them, but I don't even think I made a 5, maybe 1. Actually, I don't think I made a single 5. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm just not going to send them in. And so yeah, I did take a whole bunch of AP classes, but I did not send in any of my scores. And so I didn't even receive any credits, which is okay. It's all right. As far as my GPA goes, I got A's in all of my classes up till my junior year. Senior year, different story, but I made all A's freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And so my GPA on the transcript that I sent in was a 6.9286 out of a 6.0 weighted, and my unweighted was a 6.0 out of a 6.0, and my rank was 2 out of 704. But if you guys are curious, the GPA that I graduated with, my final one after senior year, was a 6.9524 out of a 6.0, and I ended up graduating 3rd out of 728. I think that is it for my stats, so I'm just going to move on to my extracurricular activities. So, as you guys know, if you apply to any Ivy League schools, you use the Common App. And in the Common App extracurricular section, there are 10 slots to put your extracurriculars in. And so I highly recommend that you try to fill as many of them as you possibly can. I filled in all 10 spots, and so I'm just going to read down the list in order. And tell you guys my extracurriculars. Okay, so for the first extracurricular I put that I was a Taekwondo instructor. And I just put that I taught Taekwondo and Hapkido to my classes of all belt levels. I just gave them a quick little summary of what I did there. For my second extracurricular, I put that I created my own political action alliance, and so I created this thing called Koreans for Bernie Sanders Political Action Alliance. And so basically what I did was I made a website, and then I handed out flyers with my website on it with a little information about Bernie Sanders, and I try to endorse his campaign while also trying to increase voting participation in areas in my city with a very high Asian population, like Chinatown and Koreatown, because voter participation, why am I out of breath? Because voter participation is actually very lacking in that demographic. Another thing that I think really helped is that before I created this alliance, I actually got into touch with the Brown Students for Bernie Sanders Club at Brown, and I basically attended one of their meetings and asked a few questions on how to create my own alliance and kind of be a branch of their org in my city, and I included that in my application. And I think that really showed Brown that I had an interest for their school from a long time before. For my third extracurricular, I put something that I thought would make me seem a little more unique from the other applicants. I put that I participated in the Miss Texas pageant. And yeah, I just gave a little brief summary about what I did there as well. For my next extracurricular, I put that I did this artificial intelligence entrepreneurship type startup internship for a couple of months with this company that partners with this Stanford Design crash course program. So I put that. Basically what we did was we got into little teams with kids all over the nation. We were put into little groups, and we basically designed our own startup. Our startup had to be something that incorporated artificial intelligence. And so my team planned this little watch system that would help parents keep track of their kids whenever they were out in public areas so that they wouldn't get lost. For my next extracurricular, I put that I was the founder and president for the Korean Culture Club at my school. After that, I put that I was an events coordinator at my community's local Alzheimer's home. Basically what I did was I did memory retention activities, games, and little sports with the seniors there, and by far I think this was my favorite extracurricular. I went every week for a couple of months, and it was honestly so fun. So that's what I recommend. You guys make sure that the extracurriculars you do are things that you love and are passionate about, because that's what colleges want. They don't want you guys to just do extracurriculars that you think are necessary, that you hate. And so don't think you have to do all these school clubs that you don't find any interest in, because honestly that's a waste of time. Go out and find things that you actually want to do. The next extracurricular I put was that I went on a mission trip with my church to the inner city areas of Houston, the 3rd Ward, and we just volunteered there for a week. And my next extracurricular, I put that I was in the student body of my high school my junior year, and that's pretty self-explanatory. For my last extracurricular slot, I actually just listed all the other clubs that I did my 4 years. I did a couple of clubs my freshman, sophomore, and junior years, and I actually dropped all of them. So I just put those clubs all in a list and shoved them all in one spot because I didn't really think I had a leadership role big enough in any of them to put them in their own spot. So yeah, that's what I did. And so yeah, that concludes my extracurriculars. And before I conclude my video, I want to mention one more thing that I think is really important. At the end of the writing little section of the Common App, there is going to be a little slot that says additional info. And I think it gives you 250 words, but basically you can just put anything you want in that section that you want colleges to know. And a lot of people just skip over that section because it is optional, but I really strongly suggest that you take and use that section to your advantage. I used that section to talk about all the summer camps I went to because I did go on, and I think that really showed Brown that I spend my summers in a very valuable way, and they were actually really fun. So I do strongly recommend that you go to summer camps, especially since 3 out of the 4 camps I went to were all expenses paid. There are so many camps out there that are going to pay for your plane ticket, pay for your food and housing because they want you to be there. Also, you get to meet so many cool, intelligent people from all over the nation, all over the world actually, and you get to like kind of be a college student for a couple of weeks. They all vary in length, but you get to live on campus, eat the dining hall food, just tour around with your friends, basically just explore a variety of colleges before you actually commit to one. And so once again, what I did in the additional info section was I listed the camp name, and then I gave like a little brief summary of what I did at the camp. And yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys what 4 camps I did. The first camp I went to was the Rice University's Economics for Leaders camp, and I went to that camp the summer leading up to my junior year. Yeah. And then the other 3 camps I went to all in the summer leading up to my senior year. And I went to first the Indiana University's Kelley School of Business's Young Women's Institute, and I think that was 3 days. And then I went to the University of Houston's Explore Energy and Sustainability Institute, and that was for a week. And then I went to the University of Notre Dame's Leadership Program, and I think that was 10 days in total. And all of those camps were so fun, so fun. Also, I had a little bit of space remaining in that additional information section, and so I used that spot to just list all the other honors and awards I received because I couldn't fit them all into the honor section in the Common App. And I wish I could just read you guys the honors I received because that may be helpful as well. But the Common App actually updated this year or something because I tried to log in and it said my application will not be available until later. And so I don't know. I think I had the Silver Presidential Service Award, Volunteer Award, and then I also put some medals I got from Taekwondo tournaments, and then I also put some awards I received through pageantry. And yeah, that completes my stats and extracurriculars video. I hope you found it helpful in some way or another. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you don't need to get this specific score or do this specific extracurricular activity to get into an Ivy League or any college you want to go to. I think if you really are stressing about your stats, just go on Google and look up your dream college's name and then put school profile of the class that got in before you, and you'll get like a little PDF come up. Click on that and it'll give you all the information on the class that got into that school before you. And so you can go to the SAT or ACT section and it'll break down the scores of the students that got in the year before. It'll have the 25th percentile, the 50th percentile, and the 75th. And I think that as long as you're in the 50th to 75th percentile, you're pretty much safe and you can just move on from your stats and focus on other more important things like your essays, or find another extracurricular you really enjoy, or work on your subject tests. And so yeah, do not stress out, guys. If you are in the college application process right now, it'll literally be okay at the end. I was so stressed too, but time flies. Good luck to all of you guys. Once again, I hope you liked this video. Like and subscribe for more content. If you have any more questions, comment them down below and I will answer them. Maybe in the next video, maybe in the comment section. I said this in my last video, but I am going to be uploading a lot more content. Once I get to Brown in January, I will be doing more college content like day in the lives and stuff like that. And so yeah, see you guys in my next video.